Hey guys, it's Empress. Guess what? I'm back with another one. Let's get to it.
It's more than a statement, it's a way of life. Celebration. The Miss Jessie talking.
Hey guys, it's like I am back and we are still in the Truth or Dare era. We're going to watch a few more interviews. I know some of y'all are like, let's go. We're ready to get back to the music. I know, but just for the sake of putting it all in context for me, right? I like to see the video. I like to see the interviews so I can get a sense of what was going on culturally at the moment. All right, so let's get into it.
The world had never seen a show like the Blonde Ambition tour.
Yeah, so I got a question, right? So I always mention every time I see Madonna come out with Express Yourself, the opening song for the Truth or Dare tour. In my mind, right now, I'm saying this is like the hardest, and when I say hard, I mean good, like the hardest Madonna coming out on stage intro moment, hands down, period. Now, mind you, I haven't seen any tour after the Blonde Ambition tour, okay? So, just right now, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't think Madonna has came out harder on tour since then. All right, don't drop the comments in the low, or drop the comments down below, but no spoilers. You like, yeah, Empress, I agree with you. I'm rock with you. Yes, if you like, but wait, you shall see. Then just say that, okay?
The creativity, the changing of the clothes and the dancers.
Hey, that's my girl, Kiss Me Deadly, Leader 4, right? I like that song. Okay, anyway.
It's on a scale unlike anything before.
Before Blonde Ambition, people just stood on stage and played guitars. After it, rock and roll became a production. It was a total entertainment.
Madonna always told a story.
She borrowed from Broadway and vaudeville, circus.
She really put on a show.
It was an absolute spectacle.
Without the Blonde Ambition tour, there would be no Britney tours. There would be no Katy Perry. And certainly there would be no Lady Gaga tours.
It was a game changer for arena concerts. It was revolutionary.
But more revolutionary is the film of the tour. It launches a new kind of 90s phenomenon.
Truth or Dare set a new standard for celebrities. Now they had to invite cameras in to show not only their art, but their lives.
She allowed herself to be filmed 24/7 and seen warts and all.
Really?
You don't get over here and now I'm leaving without you, you know. I did too. I never said that.
Madonna creates a new film hybrid, the first concert documentary, Selfie.
It was like a reality TV show.
Hey, Jose still in there. Jose, I think so. He still look good for whatever time they filmed this.
We have scripts to go by. It wasn't like we were to perform. She was just like, be yourselves.
Let's kick ass.
After the Truth or Dare documentary came out, that's when we really started to see reality TV in America.
We were all obsessed with Madonna and wanted to know what it's like to live her life, a day in the life.
Thanks for coming.
We thought it was neat.
Neat?
Really neat.
She made fun of Kevin Costner.
Anybody who says my show is neat has to go.
Warren Beatty was dating Madonna at the time. He was not very comfortable being on camera, and he let Madonna know.
The insanity of doing this fall on a documentary. Well, this is a serious matter you're throwing, yes?
Why should I stop here?
In the 80s, Madonna earned a reputation for controversy. In the 90s, her Truth or Dare film tackles taboos, setting the agenda for this new generation.
Madonna was the first pop star to embrace gay culture and to love it and to put it on display in a fabulous way.
I think it was something that needed to be seen, the gay content.
Yeah, get it done.
Madonna made gay hip, but also saw the boldness and freedom of gay culture. Freedom that had to be fought for.
It's hard to remember now what a big deal still any kind of like gay expression was back in the 90s. She really brought gay culture into the mainstream.
Care what people think of us?
The film breaks box office records.
It was a global smash. And that showed the world that not only is being gay okay, but also being gay and having such gay content won't drive away consumers.
Exactly.
The opposite.
Madonna just kind of pushed it to the limit, you know? And it worked for her. What is she worth? Like $600 million? It worked.
Would I consider running for office? No, because I've had too much sex. You're not allowed to have sex and run for office.
Shout out to my boy Chris for sending this clip. This was very cool to see.
Premiered in Hollywood earlier this week. She virtually totally snubbed the press and her waiting fans. But she was slightly warmer to the New York press corps and some diehard groupies at last night's premiere. Sherry Dean was there.
Hundreds of Madonna fans lined up early across the street from a pre-screening party for the Material Girl's new documentary, Truth or Dare. A sprinkling of celebrities arrived. Models Carol Alt, Beverly Johnson and Naomi Campbell, actor Ron Silver, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Ashford and Simpson, and Deborah Harry. But when Madonna arrived at the party, which was a benefit for AIDS research, it was too...
Yo, isn't that Harvey Weinstein? Alright, let's go.
14-year-old girls from suburban New York who got the thrill of their young lives. Madonna stopped to sign autographs for them.
So we were waiting here for like 4 hours. Yeah. It was my dream. Yes. A long time.
Madonna wouldn't talk to the press, but she did greet
She
leading
looked good.
AIDS researcher Dr. Matilda Krim.
Hi. Mwah. Thank you very much. You're welcome. God, I'm not saying.
A short time later, many other celebrities arrived for the screening of the film at the Ziegfeld Theater. Lauren Hutton, Madeline Kahn, Suzanne Vega, Corbin Burnson and wife Amanda Pays, Susan Sarandon and companion Tim Robbins, and others. Most had nice things to say about Madonna.
I think she's trying to find out what is feminine magic in a time where it's been taboo for a very long time, like, you know, a few thousand years.
She's just not afraid to try anything in the world. And she's glamorous.
She's the ultimate, like, rebel, you know, and all of us live vicariously through her.
But not everybody there was a Madonna fan.
Suzanne, what do you think is great about Madonna?
That's assuming a lot, you know.
Oh,
That's assuming I think
whoa.
something's great about her. I think she has an amazing ability for self-promotion.
Why are you
Basically.
here tonight?
Jay, who is this?
Free tickets.
And then the star of the evening arrived, Madonna, surrounded by the dancers from the movie.
Madonna only wanted to stop and pose for pictures for the enormous amount of press that was here, but we did get her to say a word or two to us. Madonna, who designed your outfit? Dolce & Gabbana. Are you happy with the way the film came out?
Yep. The benefit premiere and
Shit,
parties
dude.
raised about $110,000 for AMFAR, the American Foundation for AIDS Research. Sherry Dean, CNN Entertainment News, New York.
Zan Vega said, that's assuming a lot, right? All right, can we say some shade? But not just to be shade, I mean, that was, what do you call it, a leading question?
There is probably no more colorful figure, certainly no more controversial figure than Madonna. Well, Madonna is making another bid for stardom, movie stardom now. So far, her screen success hasn't matched her triumphs on concert stage and record. However, the Material Girl has materialized in a provocative documentary that not only could change all that, but shows once again, no one breaks the rules like Madonna.
Right, y'all. So for copyright purposes and because we didn't see the movie in these clips 1,000 times, let's kind of fast forward through this.
Some parts of the film expose you in a light which is not terribly flattering, as you probably know.
Well, that's life, though.
You come across sometimes as a little crude, demanding, temperamental.
Yeah.
Why were you willing to show that side of yourself to people? Why do that?
Because that side of myself exists.
Yes, but there's no real reason to show it to people, is there?
No, in my mind there is a reason, of course. I mean, the movie just isn't about me and the other side of me. The movie's also about...
So what's interesting to me about this period, right, and it's the fact of, like, Madonna being, like, this rule breaker, troublemaker, but I feel like Madonna doesn't get enough credit, and this might sound kind of weird, but Madonna doesn't get enough credit for actually trying to play the game and follow the rules, because, again, we got to think about that whole who's that girl kind of, the who's that girl period right until, let's say, about what, or we can even start back a little bit toward True Blue, right? With Mary and Sean, right? Even that whole period there, especially that Broadway period, it seemed like Madonna really was trying to lay low and play their game, you know what I mean? But hey, she got that blunt ambition turned up.
It's to sort of, and I say it in the movie, it's to explode the myth of the people that we raise up on a pedestal, people that we turn into icons, people that, we make them inhuman, and we don't give them human attributes. And so they're not allowed to fail, they're not allowed to make mistakes, they're not allowed to
have flaws?
Exactly. And so what I'm saying is, look, these things exist. For every bit of strength I have, there's this much weakness. For every bit of happiness I have, there's this much sadness.
I understand your point. It's a point well taken. But what I was curious about, and I'll tell you something that a person I saw that your film with said. We were watching that scene where you were at the cemetery visiting your mother's grave, and you hadn't been there for years.
Yeah.
And this person I was with, a writer in our show, said, there aren't any private moments in this woman's life that you let people look at the most intimate parts of you. I mean, your emotions.
But see, if
it is literally so weird hearing these questions about, like, why do you let people look at the most intimate, private moments of your life? Because myself, right, again, I don't know this era, but myself, living now in a world that is social media, I mean, that's what everybody does, right? Let's go. Or most everybody, you know what I mean? Some people still believe in privacy, or what did Bendy say? Don't you believe in mystery? Don't you want to play my game? All right, let's go.
that was all there was to me. That movie was me, the sum total of me. Maybe I would feel bad about what I'd done. But still, I give you all of this of my life, and there's so much more. But let me just tell you that it's not, I have to keep telling you this is not just a movie about me. It's a movie about celebrity, but it's also a movie that touches on a lot of different issues. I mean, it's a slice of life. I mean, you don't just see my life. You see, the dancers that I work with, you see.
Which was, I feel like, the most brilliant part of this documentary as well, is that it just didn't center on her, which I feel like I've seen, some of these, tour documentaries over the years, and sometimes they can get boring because it's just about, like, the star, but then also, again, you could tell it's not as raw as this was, you know what I mean? So,
little bits and pieces of their lives. You see, I deal with a lot of topical issues, family issues and what I think to be a big problem in the United States, and that's homophobia. I mean, that's there's a real big section in the movie devoted to that.
Yes, and you know that some people are going to find, your fans will love the film, I think, but some people are going to find sections of it offensive.
Well, that's their problem, though.
You don't care?
No, of course not, because, see, these things exist in life. I'm only presenting life to people, I'm not presenting anything that probably they're not exposed to, in everyday life, but maybe they don't want to deal with it. If you keep putting something in somebody's face, eventually, maybe they can come to terms with it.
This is Madonna on a one-woman crusade to change the world, change people's attitudes?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Quite flatly, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to, but maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll open the door. Somebody's got
Y'all take a moment. Give her one round of applause, right? She did a good job, right? Let's go.
You gotta do it. You gotta start somewhere.
Let's talk about movies.
Okay.
Is it important for you to be successful in movies?
Yes.
Very.
Yes.
Are you nervous about Evita? You're going to play the title role.
I hope so.
This is what I understand. It's
Yeah, no, and I'm not nervous about it at all.
not because most of your films have not been very successful.
Yeah, so?
Doesn't bother you.
No.
If they're not successful, Hollywood will eventually.
I detect that. It's not true. But, so this is interesting. So I know you guys talking about this Evita movie. I actually know Faye Dunaway, right? This is some throwback. I know some of y'all love. I have my little history lessons here, right? So Faye Dunaway actually did like a TV movie in 1981 called Evita. I haven't watched it, but I do know about it. Shout out to some of my friends who put me on. And I also know, shout out to my O&J folks, Olivia Newton-John, that Olivia Newton-John wanted to play Evita so bad in the 70s that she recorded on an album the song Don't Cry For Me Argentina. Okay? All right, anyway, let's go.
Eventually stop calling.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
You're not?
No.
You're sure you can do it?
Yeah.
What makes you so sure? Because it's not necessarily to be a great pop star. It's not necessarily to be a great actress.
Yes, I know. I'm aware of that. Because I just feel confident about it.
Well, critics wonder, can you play somebody besides yourself? That persona which you have, so well defined.
Well, I guess they're going to find out.
Tesh and Madonna swept into Manhattan last night with Truth or Dare, giving New Yorkers a look at her new movie and the world a look at her new Dark Dew.
A brown-haired Madonna was all smiles at the New York premiere of Truth or Dare, the behind-the-scenes film that followed her on the Blonde Ambition tour. Of course, for the tour, she was blonde, but at Monday's LA premiere, she sported black hair. So last night, Entertainment Tonight posed a Truth or Dare question. What is Madonna's natural hair color? As always, she was sure to shock.
It's brown. Look at it. It's brown. You want to see my pubic hair so we can, make sure I'm not lying? Right now? I know. Come on. Actually, war. Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare puts the private side of Madonna under a microscope. There's a combination of celebrity glitz and glamour with a sense that her life can often be lonely. But Madonna says the film isn't all about her.
No, I don't think in the end that this movie is so much about me. I think it's about life. I think it touches issues that everybody deals with in life but doesn't want to admit that they're dealing with. Homophobia, sexual abuse of women, family issues, alcoholism, all kinds of stuff. Take your shirt off.
Want to take it off? The film has its raunchy moments and some nude scenes. Madonna also admitted that Truth or Dare has some parts that make her uneasy.
A lot of parts make me uncomfortable. That's because the truth makes me uncomfortable. But I can deal with it. What are you going to do for an encore?
The premiere last night was a media mania, with the star holding court amidst a sea of security guards and photographers. As for the stars who saw the film, the reviews were unanimous.
I think it's wonderful. It's fun. It's the first time we ever get really to see, that I've ever seen, what the real inside of the very tough life of goddessdom is.
She's a pretty provocative girl, and she is political. I think she was right in what she said. The film was about love, and it was about sex. She's enriching the public debate.
We had a great time. It's beautifully directed. It's courageous. It's funny.
I'm thrilled. I don't mind dirt, but I'm always I'm a sucker for a good review.
Last night's Truth or Dare premiere raised over $100,000 for the American Foundation for AIDS Research.
To give me
Successful businesswoman. You've made, I don't know, hundreds and millions of dollars in... You've made, I don't know.
Well, that was weird. They showed like Entertainment Tonight on Good Morning America. Okay, anyway.
Hundreds of millions of dollars, I guess. Forbes magazine called you...
Forbes is always, they don't know.
They called you
guess.
perhaps...
Y'all hear that? And they be talking about all these folks billionaires. They don't know.
America's most successful businesswoman.
Uh-huh.
Said maybe you made $125 million in the past 5 years.
Well,
No.
that's gross. That's not net.
Well, but still, that's a lot of money.
My girl, that's gross, not net, okay? What we taking home? That's what we concerned about.
Have you ever thought of...
I have a lot of taxes. Thank you, George Bush.
Well, but you got to make a lot of money to pay a lot of taxes. Have you ever thought, look, I've done enough. Why don't I just...
In my opinion, right, this is something that I didn't know right before I started this journey was, again, like how Madonna has this totally charming personality, but not only that, she's very smart and witty, and it's hard not to like her. You know what I mean? So let's go.
Knock it off. Why don't I stop performing? Why don't I take the money?
Because I never got into this for the money. I mean, monetary success is not enough for me.
But you've got money, you've got fame.
Yeah, but I need to express myself. I need to be creative, and that's what it's always been about for me. People go around thinking I have all these preconceived ideas. Okay, I'm going to manipulate the press here, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and that's going to get me more money. No, that's not how I think. I've just been lucky.
Is that why your image seems to change periodically? That this is a new expression of how you feel at the moment?
Absolutely.
It's not manipulative.
I mean, there's a little bit of manipulation there as well, right? Because I feel like it's just one of those things where, just like any politician, right, you might start off with the best intentions. I want to do this for the people. But then over time, right, in her case, right, she started off really, we know she came from the mud. We know the struggle, right? We was there. We heard them demos. And she could easily went back home to her suburban house in Michigan, right? But she didn't. She was eating out the garbage and all that, right? Basically learning how to play folks and get what she want, right? And in that sense, right, it's like, okay, once you get it, right, it's like, well, how do I maintain this? And then, of course, once you start making money and you see ways of, or you see ways to exploit ways of how to make money, of course, who was going to say, no, don't, I'm going to turn out that money? No, like she said, oh, they're going to ban my video. Let's sell it. So not only are we sticking it to the press, and I'm talking about Justify My Love here, not only are we sticking it to MTV, right, but I'm also going to make some money off of it, so why not?
It's not planned.
No,
it's not, this is what people will pay attention to.
It's just a new feeling I have. It's a new idea I have about something. It's a new thing that I want to say. I mean,
it's not premeditated.
No.
Honestly.
No.
It is, this is how I feel at this moment.
That's right.
Huh, a lot of people would be surprised by that. Because they look on you as like this master of manipulation.
Yeah. Well, I understand why they think that, because one feels uncomfortable thinking that someone could be so spontaneously interesting. You know,
or spontaneously right on with what the public
right on,
wants.
Exactly. And I think people feel more comfortable going, well, they planned it. If you say someone's calculated, then it sort of takes something away from their creative ability.
Authenticity,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yes, I do. So you would say it's not mercenary, it's not that I'm a great tactician, it's that I have this instinct.
That's right. I have a great instinct.
Huh. You've been quoted saying that the great thing about having money is you can use it to help other people.
Yeah, well, it is great. I mean, it is great. It gives you a real
sense of power?
Yeah, that too.
And you like that.
Of course I do. I'm a control freak.
In the film, there's this one scene. You're sitting on the floor showing some earrings to the people you work with. They say, those earrings make you look beautiful. And you say, earrings don't make you look beautiful, money makes you look beautiful.
Yeah, well,
this is Madonna kidding around? Or
that
what?
was a flippant remark. I mean, let's face it, most people with money are, even if they're horribly unattractive or they're without talent, at least have, you know, are called distinguished. You know what I mean? Money does give people a certain...
Can elevate them in status?
Absolutely. Well, you know, and sometimes they haven't really had to do anything for it, so...
When you were a kid, did you want money, or was it something else you wanted?
No, I never thought about money when I was a child. I thought about it being accepted and getting people's approval and being loved. I mean, those were the things I wanted. You know, when you grow up and you feel something's missing in your life, you go, you know, there's this little voice inside of your head that's going to say, like, I'm going to show them, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to make everybody love me, like that kind of a thing.
You've been quoted as saying that you have this iron will, and one of the reasons for this iron will is you live with this fear of being mediocre.
Right.
Does that still exist? With all the success you've had, still exists?
Yeah, it does.
Interesting.
Honestly, that's hard for, I'm sure hard for people
Well,
to
I have
believe.
moments where I think, okay, wow, I look back and I think, wow, I've really accomplished a lot. But, yeah, I mean, I do think.
But again, shout out to this journey, right? We know just from the start, Madonna, and that's what I've always liked about her as well, in the interview, saying that's why I like watching these interviews, because she gives such a drastic image in interview versus, you know, what she puts into a video. Here in interviews, oftentimes you can you get a sense of her vulnerabilities and insecurities, like often all the time, really, in most of her interviews. And the interviews have a way, I mentioned, kind of like thinking of her as like up here now, but I feel like her interviews, some of them have a way of kind of grounding her again to the point where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like she's human just like the rest of us. All right, let's go.
Maybe that's why I try so hard.
What do you do when you relax? When you're not working? Or are you ever not working?
I don't usually relax, but when hopefully I sleep.
Hopefully. I hear you have some sleeping problems on it.
Yeah, I do.
Insomnia.
All the geniuses do. Michael, Prince, Donna, let's go.
Yeah, I'm an insomniac.
Lord. What do you think about when you lie awake at night?
I don't know if I can say that on television.
Tell me what you can say.
Well, okay.
Do you make up lists?
I think, yeah, I mean, I go through all the things I did that day, and mostly I go over all of my mistakes, which are generally in abundance. And what else? And then I think about what I'm going to do the next day, the next week, the next month.
What do you mean you don't usually relax? You don't relax?
I don't know how to relax. No.
I believe that.
No, I'm a certifiable workaholic.
Are you the kind of person that gets bored easy? If you weren't working, would you get bored?
Absolutely. Yeah. I get bored when I'm working sometimes, too. I mean, if everything isn't up to, well, I mean, I'm a perfectionist.
And a control freak, a self-avowed control freak.
Yes, I'm that, too. It's like, so I'm anal retentive, I'm a workaholic, I have insomnia, and I'm a control freak.
What a life.
Well, at least you know.
Well, let me ask you something.
That's why I'm not married.
Is that why you're not married?
Yeah, probably. Who could stand me?
Madonna divorced actor Sean Penn after 3.5 years of marriage. She says she misses being married, and she says she wants at least one child. What kind of mom do you think you'd be?
I'm gonna be a real taskmaster of a mother. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
I mean...
Well, I mean, I think I'll probably be very stern, a real disciplinarian.
You have been quoted as saying that you needed to have traditional values to have something to rebel against.
Yeah.
That's part of who made you who you are.
Yeah.
How are you, Madonna, going to teach traditional values to a kid?
But I have them. Do you think that I don't have them?
I don't know you very well, to be honest, but your image is of this rebel, this person who breaks taboos.
Yeah, but you have to have a structure before you can go off of the structure. I mean, I break taboos, but I'm...
Sure.
I mean, I'm...
An old-fashioned girl?
I am. Well, I mean, I was raised with very, very traditional values.
Yes,
and,
but people change. Have you changed?
But people change to a certain extent, but there are certain things that are built into me. You know?
I get what she's saying. Again, it's like certain things you learn. That's why childhood is so important, because that is your foundation, right? My mom used to always say, like, everybody's story begins at home. And it's whatever you learn in childhood, like, no matter how you try to shake it, it's still going to be in you. You know what I mean? Right, let's go.
You know, I mean, I still have, my father's philosophies ingrained in my brain in terms of like a work ethic and a sense of morals, and my whole value system is still deeply ingrained in me.
Well, how about Catholicism?
Well, how about it?
Well, you were raised a strict Catholic.
Yeah.
Are you a Catholic now?
Well, I'm a lapsed Catholic. I mean, there are certain things about Catholicism, like it's all goes into that same category that I can't get rid of. I mean, I have there are certain rituals, there are certain, I mean, marriage, for instance, it was a really big deal for me that my marriage failed, because in the Catholic Church, I mean, it's a sacrament, and, it's never supposed to end till death do you part. I mean, that's what the priest says, and I was married in the Catholic Church, so it was very difficult for me.
You feel like
even though I'm a liberated person, and I, fairly liberal, on the one hand, on the other hand, I felt that I'd done something really wrong.
That you had failed, or you'd sinned?
That I'd failed, yeah, not that I'd sinned, no.
Where do you see yourself in 20 years, or do you think that far ahead?
I'm not thinking that far ahead.
That's a long time.
Set down thought, what do I want for my future?
God, Well, I mean, when I'm 50 years old,
Yeah.
I hope to be happy. Number one. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll have children, so that would be good.
Is it important for you to be married to have children? I mean, you want to have a father around.
A father's good, yes. Father's essential.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
A dad around the house, mom and dad married.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that possible for you? Is that guy out there for you?
Well, I hope so.
Well, I know, but do you ever worry about that?
Well, I have hope. That's all I can say.
Exactly. What you want to say? Like, no, I'm gonna be lonely. I'll never beat my soulmate. Yeah. So boom, we watched another kind of compilation of interviews here. I don't think it's anywhere I can add. What about you? Drop the comments below. Y'all always give great insight down in the comments as well. Anything that kind of touched you or something you noticed or you just want to, show me some love in the comments. Drop them comments down below. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you are subscribed, make sure you join the channel. And if you'd like for me to react to a song of your choice, you know what to do. Hit me on my Patreon. The link is below. Alright, guys. I'll see you next time.